Part 22. Taking stock of the people in the world, starting with the fate of the country. Author, Red Lotus. Chapter 243. At this moment, the strong men of all dimensions were shocked by the battle between Gogeta and Broly. I have to say that this battle has far surpassed any previous battles, even the one between gods, and even the battle between Goku White God and Jiren. Although Broly's strength may not be that strong, this battle is the most deeply rooted in people's hearts. That scene of punches to the flesh, that fierce battle that shattered the space of another dimension. That Broly who broke out and exceeded his own limits again and again. And Gogeta, who can be called the strongest warrior in the dimension. This battle is undoubtedly the most exciting battle. 2. Awesome, Gogeta is so handsome. Not only that, he is so handsome, with that incomparable strength and that unruly face, he is the well-deserved strongest warrior in the dimension. Broly is also very strong. If you give him some more time, maybe he can reach the level of rivaling Super Blue Gogeta. Countless audiences across the world are having heated discussions. Whether it's Gogeta's name, Broly, or even the names of the Saiyans, they continue to resound throughout the world. Boundary. Gogeta, this man is so terrifying. If this fused 973 warrior appears on the field in the future, even Jiren may not be his opponent. In Universe 11, the warriors who fought proudly couldn't help but sigh. Even Jiren had a solemn look on his face, and his heart was extremely shocked. Snort, this group of Saiyan monkeys actually don't respect martial ethics, and I was beaten for more than an hour in the future. It's really abominable. Located in the depths of the universe, Frieza couldn't help but feel a little annoyed and a little angry. These monkeys don't have martial ethics. I advise you to be rat tail juice. Very good, Gogeta defeated Broly, and Frieza was also scared away. On Earth, Klin and the others couldn't help but cheered. Bulma and Kikai on the side blushed even more and felt hot all over. Gogeta. This man, a warrior formed by the fusion of their men, a brand new warrior. That posture and power really fascinated them. Gogeta. Another warrior worth fighting, in the God of Destruction, Beerus couldn't help grinning, and a strong fighting spirit emerged in his heart. Bravo, the new warrior Gogeta, the fusion of me and Vegeta, is really awesome. On the North Kaiwang planet, Wukong's eyes widened and he was filled with emotion. That powerful power is so fascinating. It seems the matter has been resolved. The picture continues to play. On the beach at dusk, Beerus, the god of destruction, is lying down and taking a nap, while Bulla is constantly playing on him, causing many people to say that Beerus, the god of destruction, has lost value. Ah, she turned out to be the nanny of the Saiyans. On the other side, Sarai and Remo also went to Broly's planet, the Vampa planet. 3 days later, the people from Frieza's legion also discovered that the two of them were together with Broly, and Frieza said, let's let them live for now. With them here, they can also control Broly's emotions. When he no longer loses control and can use his power as he wishes, he will become the strongest warrior in the universe. As for the real reason, of course, Frieza can't beat Broly, and he'll be beaten up by Broly later. What should he do? Since he can't defeat him, he can just leave this Broly to Son Goku and the others, while he continues to strengthen Frieza's legion. The camera turned and the scene came to the Vampa planet. At this moment, Broly's injuries had already been wrapped with gauze, and he had completely regained his sanity. Lai and Remo have also arrived at Vampa Star, and Broly also invited them to try the food he usually eats. It just doesn't taste that good. Call out. At this moment, a figure wearing martial arts uniform appeared in front of everyone's eyes. Somebody is coming. Looking in the direction of the cave entrance, Broly couldn't help but narrow his eyes and assumed a fighting posture. Hello, can I come in? As the familiar words fell, Wukong's figure bathed in the sun was walking towards the direction of several people step by step. When he saw Ci Lai and the others, a look of surprise appeared on his face. Ah, who are you two? You are the Xian on Earth. Regarding Sarai's words, Gaku also suddenly realized after hearing this, you are the one from Frisia's army who uses the Dragon Balls. What do you want to do? Ignoring Remo's question, Wukong came to Broly's side, looked at him and said, are they your friends? Didn't you hear that? I asked you why you came here. In this regard, Lei Mo couldn't help but feel a little angry, and at the same time he was extremely nervous. There is no need to be so nervous, my friend is not here to fight. So what are you here for? I heard that the environment here is very bad, so I brought you some things. Lifting the small blue backpack in his hand, Wukong smiled faintly. Who cares about your things? Go back quickly. I won't be fooled. Wukong smiled at Ci Lai's hostile words, and then took out a small box from his backpack. This is what I want from Bulma, stay away. Bang. As Wukong took out a universal capsule from the box and threw it towards the empty ground not far away, a thick layer of white mist suddenly spurted out from the ground, followed by a small round house appears in front of everyone's eyes. There is water, food, and other daily necessities in the house. Looking at Ci Lai and Remo who rushed into the house, Wukong explained slowly. He saw that there were beds, chairs, tables, lights, etc. in the house. Besides, this thing is called fairy beans. I'll give you 2 of them. Pour out 2 small green beans from the small bag, and Wukong handed them to Ci Lai and the other 2. If you feel like you are going to die, just eat one. Although he can't cure diseases, if you eat it when you are injured, you can regain your strength immediately. Ci Lai couldn't help but feel strange about Wukong's kindness. What are your intentions? I have no intentions, I just hope you live well. In this regard, Ci Lai and others couldn't help but be a little confused. Then Wukong looked at Broly and explained. I have always been very confident before, but I met Broly, who is much stronger than me, and since we are both Xians, he might be stronger than Lord Beerus. That Lord Beerus is the god of destruction. Anyway, it would be a pity if such a powerful guy like you died. Right. To read Bao's Huang novels, go to Fila Novel Network. After saying that, the 2 looked at each other and smiled. The strong men from all major dimensions also felt a feeling of sympathy. It was a unique feeling between the 2 strong men. Some feeling. I am leaving. Take care of yourselves, bye. When they arrived outside the cave entrance, Wukong waved to them. Remo and others were a little confused. Wukong didn't actually take a spaceship. How did he get here? I searched for Broly's aura and moved here instantly. Putting his finger on his forehead, Wukong opened his mouth to explain. I don't understand what you're saying at all. Can I come again? The ugly words are ahead, we and you are enemies. Although we may have been expelled from Frisia's army, we won't make friends with you. I don't care about this kind of thing, I just want to have a few fights with Broly once in a while. In the surprised eyes of Ci Lai and others, Wukong continued, I also have something I want to teach him. Forget it, you are really weird, but I still have to say something to you, thanks. Smiling slightly, Ci Lai showed an okay gesture to Wukong. Oh, I will come again, see you later. By the way, what's your name? My name is Sun Wukong. Putting his finger on his forehead again, Wukong turned around, looked at Broly and others, and then slowly said, you can also call me Kakarot. As Wukong finished speaking, the word Wu on the martial arts uniform behind his back also appeared in everyone's eyes. The picture ended here. Kakarot's inventory video ends with a big realization. And a comment also appeared on the screen. The most powerful Xian in the universe, a man whose body is equal to that of the god of destruction. As the inventory video ended, countless viewers from all over the world fell into a kind of enthusiasm for Xians. Suddenly, the entire world was boiling like never before, and dense barrage kept passing by, trying to record their excitement at this moment. Sien. What a strange race. Kakarot, the best. Although everyone knows that Kakarot's story will not end here, the inventory video cannot go on forever. They can only hope to see Kakarot appear in 0.5 in the future. At that time, what new look will it take? At the same time, there are also many people who are curious. An existence like Kakarot is only ranked 4th in the first inventory video of all worlds. So the 3rd and 2nd place must be such a heaven-defying figure. What kind of surprises will they bring them? You know, Kakarot's inventory video has given many powerful people in the world a lot of inspiration for their own cultivation path, and it has also rekindled the passion lost in their youth for countless people. Next, what kind of characters are waiting for them? And just when many people were speculating, a brand new inventory picture came to everyone's mind again, causing countless people to widen their eyes and find it difficult to look confidently at the scene in front of them. How can this be? Is this a Xiaomi situation? In the Dragon Ball world, the pupils of Krillin and others on Earth shrank instantly, their faces filled with incredulity. The eyes of all creatures in the universe were also filled with incredulity. Even Goku, who was continuing to practice on the northern Kaiwang planet, couldn't help but froze in place at this moment, feeling unbelievable. Painting, in the screen, that's not Dragon Ball. Taking stock of the people in the world, starting with the fate of the country. Author, Red Lotus. Chapter 244. At this moment, countless viewers across the world were shocked by the video cover in front of them. Nothing else. Because the cover of this inventory is actually 7 Dragon Balls. Moreover, the most bizarre thing is that these 7 Dragon Balls are different from the Earth Dragon Balls, Namek Dragon Balls and Super Dragon Balls that were seen before. The original Dragon Balls should have small sacred stars in their cores. But, the Dragon Balls in the picture in front of me are fundamentally different from the Dragon Balls I saw before. Instead, they have deep cracks all over their bodies, and they are wrapped with black and purple resentment. This is full of evil atmosphere, Dragon Ball. What's happening here? At this moment, everyone on the earth was stunned. Goku, who was training on the northern Kaiwang, broke out in cold sweat. His whole body began to tremble continuously, and his face was extremely horrified. This is Dragon Ball? No. Dragon Ball is not like that. Although he hesitated, Wukong could tell at a glance that the 7 Dragon Balls in front of him were fundamentally different from the Dragon Balls held in their world. The resentment was extremely frightening and even terrifying, as if the entire universe was about to be destroyed. Overwhelming resentment rushed straight into everyone's minds. Definitely not what the Dragon Balls hold. At this moment, the faces of the warriors on the earth showed expressions of fear, and their whole bodies could not help but tremble, as if they were on the boundary between life and death. It was chilling. What on earth is this? So evil. In the 12 universes, countless audiences, Kaishin, god of destruction, and even angels all had horrified expressions on their faces. At this 04, even the expressions of the great priest and the king changed slightly. A feeling of disgust welling up from deep in my heart instantly swept through my body. Such evil resentment. It should be erased. At the same time, not only the Dragon Ball world, but also the audience in all the worlds are constantly discussing fiercely. Ha ha ha, what a strong evil spirit. What kind of existence will appear this time? In the 3 worlds of Immortal Sword, an expression of excitement appeared on the face of the evil Sword Immortal, and unbridled laughter continued to spread throughout the entire Demon Suppression Tower. He had a premonition. Countless spectators in the world and even the place where he was audiences in the world will feel scared because of this strong evil energy. And I can become stronger by absorbing their inner fear. The entire heavens and worlds were enveloped, and like an abyss, a bottomless evil aura erupted. What on earth is going on? What kind of terrifying power is this? In the world of Saint Cecilia, the face of Virgo Golden Saint Chaka suddenly changed, revealing an expression of extreme fear. The evil spirit exuded by these 7 Dragon Balls. Compared to Majin Buu, who appeared in the original Kakarot inventory video, the evil aura exuded by the most evil and primitive Majin Buu is probably not even 1/1000th of this evil aura. This is undoubtedly Dragon Ball. After all, Kakarot's inventory video has just ended, and all the viewers are deeply impressed by Dragon Ball, but now, how come these 7 Dragon Balls are tainted with such an evil aura? And, it was supposed to be a scene where a new inventory of characters appeared. Why did Dragon Ball appear? How can that be possible? At the same time, the great priest located in the Quan Wang Hall could not help but frown, looking at the 7 dark Dragon Balls on the cover, and began to think deeply. I remember that in distant times, I seemed to have heard of such a thing, but wasn't that a legend? High Priest, what's going on with these 7 Dragon Balls? They're so evil. We should find them and erase them. At this time, Quan Wang's cute voice came out from the side, but the expression on his face was extremely disgusted. Lord Quan Wang, in fact this should be a legend that does not exist in our world. Logically speaking, that should be a statement made up by the creator of the Dragon Balls to prevent other beings from relying too much on the power of the Dragon Balls. Legend has it that when you use the Dragon Balls to make a wish, the negative energy generated will continue to accumulate in it. As negative energy continues to be integrated into the Dragon Balls will be tainted into a dark appearance, and in the end, an extremely evil warrior will be born, and he will be powerful enough to easily destroy the entire universe. The High Priest continued confidently, but this is just a legend. All the Dragon Balls in our world can purify the negative energy in them independently. No matter in the past or in the future, there will be no dark Dragon Balls. Snort, whatever the reason, it should be erased. Hearing this, King Quan snorted coldly, staring at the dark Dragon Ball in the picture. At this moment, countless decent people in the world couldn't help but feel extremely afraid. While some evil villains were unscrupulous, he laughed, looking at the evil in the picture full of greed. If they could absorb this evil energy, how powerful would they become? Then, as countless viewers waited nervously, the introduction slowly appeared on the screen. The first top 4 part of the inventory of characters from all over the world. It starts with Dragon Ball and ends with Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball GT World. This is a parallel world where other universes exist without the god of destruction, angels, great priests, or all kings. It is a story that only exists in legends. It is a parallel universe where the probability of things happening is only 1 in a billion. So, different from the previous stories, this time the review video will connect the events after Majin Buu and continue to review the experiences of top 4 Karat. It is a brand new story based on the development of the evil Dragon Ball. What? Parallel time and space. And it's a story that only has a 1 in a billion chance of happening. Moreover, in this parallel universe, there is no god of destruction, angels, great priests, kings, etc. This is incredible. At this moment, the curiosity of countless viewers was ignited. They are extremely eager to know this story that only exists in legends, and what Kakarot will experience in this world. A world without the god of destruction. To read Bao's Huang novels, go to Fila Novel Network. What kind of story will happen to Kakarot and the others, and how powerful is their opponent? It seems, my guess was indeed correct. In the king's palace, the great priest had a slight smile on his face. After all, their world is a world where gods of destruction, angels, and all kings exist. How could this happen, and even if it did? I am afraid that they will kill it in the cradle as soon as possible, and will not let it have a 1 in a billion chance of happening. But, since this is a parallel world where they don't exist, it's really hard to say. Under the breathless gaze of countless viewers, the picture began to change again, and a brand new image appeared in front of their eyes. The story belonging to the world of Dragon Ball GT officially begins. The screen continues to play. 10 years after the Majin Buu incident, Goku and others once again participated in the world's best martial arts tournament. Goten, Trunks, and others have also grown up a lot, except for Goku and Vegeta. The other characters also showed their old age, and Wukong participated in this world's #1 martial arts tournament. It's to fight Yub, the reincarnation of Majin Buu. As for the reincarnation of Majin Buu, Yub has indeed shown extremely powerful talents. At a young age, he was able to fight back and forth with Goku in his normal state. Later, after the world's best martial arts tournament ended, Wukong accepted Yub as his disciple and went to the Temple of Heaven to practice. The purpose is to train Orb to become a warrior who protects the earth. In this regard, everyone also felt a little helpless. Kakarot in this parallel world is still a fighting maniac. On the surface, he wanted to train Yub, but in fact, he just wanted to find a training partner. But, after seeing Kakarot like this, countless viewers also felt extremely relieved. No matter which world he is in, Kakarot is still such a person. It is precisely because of this that they like him. However, everyone in the Dragon Ball world did look a little ugly, and they still had a little fear in their hearts about the original scene of 733. They only hope that Wukong and others in the parallel universe can discover this matter as much as possible and not let the matter develop in an unstoppable direction. The screen continues to play, as Wukong brings Orb went to the Celestial Temple to practice, and the 5 years of the world passed in an instant. Until one day, the arrival of Pilaf and Xiao Wu broke the originally comfortable life. Pilaf and others didn't know where they found out about the Black Star Dragon Ball. The Black Star Dragon Ball was made by the God of Heaven and Piccolo before they separated, and was hidden in the deepest part of the Heavenly Temple. Pilaf and the others secretly sneaked into the Heavenly Temple to steal it. Pick. Under the 7 Black Star Dragon Balls, there is a pile of white bones, which seems to indicate that this is a dangerous thing. This is the Dragon Ball in the picture. In this regard, the audience from all over the world immediately recognized that this was the Dragon Ball that appeared in the picture. Although the Dragon Ball had not cracked at this moment, the evil energy contained in it still made people shudder. In the picture, Pilaf made a wish directly at the Temple of Heaven, and as the sky dimmed instantly, what was summoned was indeed not the original green dragon, but a red dragon that was even larger and full of powerful power. However, this scene was discovered by Wukong, who had just finished training Orb, and because Pilaf couldn't beat Wukong, he said that it would be better if Wukong became smaller. Buzz. Hearing this, the huge dragon in the sky suddenly burst out with intense light, and the terrifying power continuously enveloped Wukong, turning him back to his childhood appearance. After realizing his wish, the Black Star Dragon Ball suddenly rose into the sky, disappeared into the sky, and flew towards the depths of the universe. After learning about the situation, the King of Kai tells Goku that the only way to change back to his original appearance is to collect the Black Star Dragon Balls again, and the most important thing is, after the Black Star Dragon Balls make a wish, they will be scattered in various places in the universe. In response to this, everyone in the world couldn't help but their eyes lit up, and they understood what was about to happen next. Could it be that? Next, will Kakarot go to the universe to search for the Dragon Balls? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Taking stock of the people in the world, starting with the fate of the country. Author, Red Lotus. Chapter 245. Looking at this scene, viewers from all dimensions couldn't help but recall the time when they just started watching Kakarot's inventory video. Everything was so familiar, as if it happened yesterday. The interesting things that happened when Kakarot and Bulma were looking for the Dragon Balls when they were young are still vivid in their minds, leaving many people with endless aftertaste. To be honest, Bulma as a girl. The figure is really pretty. Now that I think about it, I really miss the days when we used to search for the Dragon Balls together. In the Dragon Ball world, Bulma and others couldn't help but smile at each other, recalling the past, which made the original fear caused by the black-hearted Dragon Balls dissipate a lot. At that time, in order to find the Dragon Balls, they traveled over mountains and rivers, and spent a lot of effort to collect 7 Dragon Balls. They encountered many enemies, and among them were Pilaf and his party who appeared in the previous screen. Everything is as if it happened yesterday, which is extremely sad. In the picture, Wukong didn't pay too much attention to the body becoming smaller. He said goodbye to Bobo and others and went home. And because he encountered a gang robbing a bank on the road, Wukong's brave behavior led him to meet his granddaughter Xiaofang. As Gohan's daughter, Xiaofang is naturally very strong and easily took down the robbers. However, Xiaofang had never seen Wukong when he was a child, so she did not recognize Wukong. However, after being confirmed by Turtle Immortal, Xiaofang found out inconceivably that this kid looked even younger than herself. He is actually his grandfather. In this regard, many viewers felt dumbfounded, and at the same time lamented the power of the Xian blood. A young female Xian actually has such great strength. Piccolo, Chi-Chi, Gohan and others in the Dragon Ball world looked at Xiaofang in the picture in disbelief. This is my future daughter, Xiaofang. On Earth, Gohan couldn't help but froze in place, his face full of disbelief. You know, how old is he now? Maybe she is much younger than Xiaofang. But, how will he face his daughter being so old in the future? Gohan's daughter, Xiaofang, at this time, Klin and the others couldn't help but widen their eyes, with incomparable amazement on their faces. You must know that the aura exuded by Xiaofang in the picture at this moment is not inferior to them at all, and is even vaguely stronger than them. Ah! This is so shocking. My granddaughter Xiaofang? I didn't expect to grow up so big and become a slim little girl. Besides, Kikai's face was extremely excited. Looking at Xiaofang in the picture, she couldn't help but be filled with emotion. As the picture continued to play, Goku returned home and was connected to the North Kai King again. The North Kai King told Wukong, if he does not collect the Black Star Dragon Balls within a year, the planet he made a wish to will be destroyed. So, in order to protect the Earth, Wukong found Bulma and the others to prepare a spaceship. The original plan was for Wukong and Gohan to take Goten with them. He and Trunks went to find the Dragon Ball. But in the end, due to various events, only Wukong, Xiaofang, and Trunks were the ones who finally went to look for the Dragon Ball. They started this adventure in the universe. And because Xiaofang kicked the spacecraft, causing the rocket jet to change direction, and as a result they were forced to land on the merchant's planet Imga. And the businessmen in this world always reveal the atmosphere of profiteers, and the reason is because the king of this country, Dongjia, squeezes the common people everywhere, so everyone on this planet wants to make money desperately. The next day, Goku and others planned to repair the spaceship and leave, but on the way the Dragon Ball radar was accidentally swallowed by a robot. At the same time, Trunks also found that his spaceship had been moved away by Dongjia's people. After that, Xiaofang wrapped up the robot and took it away. The group went to the Dongjia palace and knocked down Dongjia. The original order of the planet Imga was also restored, and they continued to go with the robot named Gyro. Search for the Dragon Balls. As the picture continued to change, Wukong and others collected the first Dragon Ball on a planet of giants, and then found another Dragon Ball on a planet. For this reason, Trunks even disguised himself as a woman and sacrificed his appearance. Just got the second Dragon Ball. However, when the second Dragon Ball was obtained, it was snatched away by an extremely strange-looking man named Pembala, so Wukong and others followed closely. However, Due to the performance of the spacecraft, Wukong and others people failed to catch up with each other. Later, the three Pembalas led Wukong and others to Baiheising, and they returned to the Luther planet. There was a strange organization on the planet, and they all believed in King Luther. After that, Wukong and others also came to the planet Luther, and then met Luther controlled by Dr. Miao here. However, in the end, Wukong and others defeated the Luther robot, and Dr. Miao also targeted Wukong and others. It's amazing. The universe is so exciting. I feel like I'm going to have an adventure in the universe, in the world of pirates, Luffy shouted excitedly, and was very interested in the journey of Goku and others. In response, Sanji naturally hit Luffy mercilessly and said that you haven't even finished venturing to the sea. Still want to go on an adventure in the universe? Are you looking for death? The screen continues to play, Wukong and others continue to collect Dragon Balls, and on the other side Dr. Miao is also collecting Dragon Balls, with the purpose of ruling the universe, so Tran Kesi proposed to return to Earth for discussion first, but Xiaofang was willful and did not understand, because she would not be able to come out of the universe after returning to Earth, so Wukong and others had no choice but to compromise. Then Wukong and others came to another planet to look for Dragon Balls, and Dr. Liao he sent his subordinate, General Liard, to capture Wukong and others for research and seize the Dragon Ball. After that, Wukong and others found the third Dragon Ball on the planet, and then continued to search for the Dragon Ball, while on the way after passing through Jilu's hometown M2 planet, because Jilu wanted to go back, Wukong and others came to the M2 planet. To read Bao's Huang novels, go to Fila Novel Network. And this M2 planet is also Dr. Miao's home planet. On this mechanical planet, all the robots call Jilu a hero, and the reason is that Jilu turns out to be General Liard's man. All of this is a conspiracy, just to guide Wukong and others to this place. Planet. Afterwards, Wukong and others were turned into metal plates and transported to Dr. Miao, who immediately analyzed and transformed them. At this time, Giraud also teleported to Dr. Miao. He pushed the doctor away and rescued Goku and the others. In fact, Giraud had been acting before. It turned out that all this was discussed between Giraud and Trunks. The purpose was in order to find out a secret of Dr. Miao. As Wukong and others came to a secret room and discovered a new type of mutant robot called Baby, the doctor planned to kill other robots after finishing Baby, because Baby alone is powerful enough. After learning the news, Giraud told Trunks about the situation, so they planned to find Baby. However, Baby at this moment was not complete. Because Trunks had tampered with the computer, Baby was about to die. Die of exhaustion. Just when the doctor gave up, Baby suddenly woke up, which surprised Trunks because he had already destroyed the system. Boom. As the dazzling light shines out, the powerful aura of the awakened Baby shakes everyone away. The first task Baby receives is to kill the Saiyans, but Baby is killed by Goku and the three of them together. The sad doctor got on the spaceship and prepared to leave, but at this moment, a piece of Baby fragment that emitted a strange light left the planet with him. Later, the doctor was killed by Baby in the spaceship. It turned out that Dr. Miao was just a mutant robot designed by Baby to resurrect himself. After that, Baby followed Goku and others along the way, and his purpose was to seize the energy of the Saiyans. Moreover, Baby can constantly lean over other people, and can also make the possessed person come under his control. In response, the strong men from all major dimensions couldn't help but take a breath of cold air and began to worry about the safety of Wukong and others. This Baby is so scary. He actually has such terrifying abilities. After that, Baby controlled Trunks, but because Baby was not strong enough, he could only be forced out by Trunks, who transformed into a Super Saiyan. In desperation, Baby could only escape in embarrassment. Next, Wukong and the others continued to search for the Dragon Balls, and 9 months had passed unknowingly since Wukong and the others searched for the Dragon Balls. Everyone on the Earth also fell into anxiety. After all, if Goku and the others cannot retrieve the Dragon Balls as soon as possible, the Earth will be destroyed. However, what they don't know is that Baby has come to the Earth, and has become extremely powerful. He has also parasitized many people on the Earth, and even parasitized Goten's body and read Goten's memory. Later, Baby, who was parasitic on Goten, found Gohan, and after a fierce battle, he leaned into Gohan's body. And, Wang Zhao's next step, a scene that made countless viewers in the world despair happened. At night, Vegeta was taking his daughter Bra back home from shopping, but he met Gohan, who was leaned over by Baby, and Vegeta also recognized that Baby was from Zephyr. The former natives of planet Vegeta were actually the Zephal people. Later, the Saiyans invaded the planet of the Zephal people and renamed it Planet Vegeta. The king of Zephal at that time created a parasitic form of a creature and injected it into it. He lost his own cells, which is also the origin of Baby. As the battle began, Gohan and Vegeta, possessed by Baby, fought, but with Goten's help, Baby finally managed to lean over Vegeta. It turns out that Baby will lay eggs in the body of a leaning person, and after hatching, he can control the person. So, Vegeta, with white hair and strange lines on his face, appeared, and his aura was extremely powerful, even no less than Goku in his Super 3 form. Looking at the scene in front of them, countless spectators from all over the world felt deep fear, their whole bodies were trembling, and a palpitation came from the depths of their souls. Body. This Baby. It's really terrible. Even someone as strong as Vegeta was controlled by Baby. Things developed in this direction beyond most people's expectations, and they were even more worried about the future of Kakarot and others. Taking stock of the people in the world, starting with the fate of the country. Author, Red Lotus. Chapter 246. Regarding the scene in front of them, the audience from all major dimensions felt extremely frightened at this moment. A silent conspiracy was wrapping up towards Kakarot and his party. It's over, even Vegeta has been controlled, it's really going to be over now. In the world of pirates, Usopp held his head and kept mumbling to himself. Baby is so evil, and his evil aura is also very powerful. Although not as powerful as the broken Black Star Dragon Ball, it is not inferior to Majin Buu. In the Zodiac, the faces of the Golden Saints changed slightly, and they felt very bad. Ha ha ha, that's it, kill all the Saiyans, Baby. In the world of One Punch Man, Hungry Wolf looked at Baby, who was leaning over Vegeta in the screen. The expression on his face was extremely excited, and his unbridled laughter spread throughout the surrounding area. Lord Baby is really powerful. If I had 1,000th of the strength of Lord Baby, why should I be afraid of the little son? In the Demon Slayer world, Oniwutsuji Muzan showed a passionate expression, and his eyes were full of longing for Baby. If possible, how much he wanted to get a little bit of Baby's blood, that was like a god to him. In the Dragon Ball world, the expressions of the warriors on the earth changed one after another, their whole bodies could not help but tremble, and they felt extremely fearful in their hearts. That Vegeta was actually possessed by Baby. You know, Vegeta is the strongest Saiyan after Kakarot. Moreover, there is no god of destruction in their world, which means that the current Kakarot is not a Super Saiyan god, he only has the third level of Super Saiyan. But, Vegeta, possessed by Baby, exudes an aura that has surpassed the third level of Super Saiyan. There is no way that Kakarot in Super Saiyan 3 form can defeat him. Moreover, Kakarot's body was shrunk by the Dragon Balls, and even his strength was reduced by a lot. There was no chance at all. What's more, Goten, Gohan, and Vegeta are all controlled, how can they fight? Hateful, how could I be so careless in the parallel universe and be possessed by such a hateful guy? On the spaceship, Vegeta's face was very ugly, and his fists were clenched tightly. Interesting, I really want to see how Sun Wukong is going to defeat this baby without stepping into the realm of God, in the God of Destruction. Beerus raised his eyebrows and spoke with interest. Although baby, who was leaning over Vegeta at the moment, was not worth mentioning in his eyes, it did not mean that Goku could easily defeat him. Of course, if he reaches the Super Sailor God form, Goku can naturally do it, but the problem is that no one can transform him into a Super Sailor God now, and even their world may not even have a Super Sailor God. Hateful, Vegeta is under control. I'm afraid I won't be able to defeat him in the future. What should I do now? On the North Kaiwang planet, Goku is not in the mood to continue practicing at this moment, and his face becomes extremely ugly. You know, Goten, Gohan, and Vegeta are all possessed, and it is impossible for him to do anything to them. Killer, and even if they really fight, he is no match for them. There is no way they are so good, they can't beat one of them, right? The screen continues to play. After finding the last Black Star Dragon Ball, Wukong and others also began to return to Earth. See the Earth. In the spaceship, Wukong, who transformed into a young man, looked at the blue planet in the starry sky, with an excited smile on his face. Along the way, after more than 9 months, missing the Earth and food made him feel extremely happy. That's great, I'm going to tell everyone what I've done quickly. Besides, Xiaofang also danced happily, recalling the previous experiences in her mind. Along the way, they experienced a lot of things, and she also got back the Dragon Ball that was snatched away by General Liard, and especially she was also the one who rescued Lanks after he turned into metal. Of course, that's just Trunks' strategy. However, after hearing about her efforts, her grandma, father, and mother will surely praise her. In response to this, many viewers couldn't help but look down and sighed heavily in their hearts. Kakarot and the others can be happy now. After arriving on Earth, it will be the beginning of a nightmare. At this moment, after seeing Trunks in the picture, a very small number of people's pupils suddenly shrank, and a terrible thought emerged in their hearts. This Trunks. I've been leaned over by baby before. If baby's egg hatches in Trunks' body, then Trunks may also be an enemy. As the scene continued to play, Wukong and others also came to the temple, and then handed the Dragon Ball to Tian Tian. Then, the group of people returned home. But, what they didn't know was that after Wukong and the others left, Tianation's eyes obviously changed. Dragon Balls, Master BB will be very happy to see them. Looking at this scene, many people couldn't help but widen their eyes. My eyes and goosebumps all over my body. Disaster, could it be that? In the picture, Goku and others returned home, but when faced with Goku and his companions' return, Chi-Chi and his companions did not show any emotion at all, as if they were facing strangers. On the other side, Trunks and his companions also returned. At home, however, what he saw was Vegeta being leaned over by baby, and the living egg in Trunks' body was also activated by baby, thus falling into control. On the other hand, Wukong and others were also surrounded by Wushin and Gohan. Golden flames suddenly exploded around them, and powerful aura instantly filled the air. Kill Wukong. With Kikai's sound falling, Goten and Gohan instantly transformed into the second level of Super Saiyan. The terrifying aura continued to wreak havoc, the azure thunder light continued to dance wantonly, and the fierce hurricane whirl the entire roof exploded instantly. What's wrong with you, Goten, Gohan? Looking at the scene in front of him, Wukong's expression suddenly changed, and he suddenly felt extremely bad in his heart. Do you want to destroy the Earth? Earth? What is this planet? I also want to destroy you and it, Dad. Are you too out of your mind? To read Bao's Huang novels, go to Fila Novel Network. In response to Wukong's question, the only response was the joint Qigong wave bombardment of Gohan and Goten. The terrifying power instantly destroyed the entire house, and 2 purple rays of light soaring into the sky, they rushed towards Wukong and Xiaofang, who were flying into the sky. Agni's coming out, purple light waves suddenly exploded around them, but luckily Wukong stopped them in time. It took intense energy to prevent Xiaofang from being seriously injured. What's wrong? I finally saved the earth and came back. For what happened at this moment, Xiaofang felt extremely puzzled, her heart was full of confusion, and her voice was filled with tears. Alas! With a heavy sigh, the audience also felt extremely helpless, and their hearts were filled with incomparable sadness. Depressed. That baby. It's so abominable. Even Wukong's family members were possessed. It's even possible, all humans on the entire planet have been possessed by Babe. After all, even the gods are controlled. In the picture, looking at Xiaofang's figure, Gohan and Goten showed no mercy. Purple light waves with terrifying power in their hands suddenly blasted out and rushed towards Xiaofang's direction. The power was strong enough to instantly destroy the planet. Boom! At the critical moment, Wukong's body blocked Xiaofang's body and resisted the two shock waves. However, due to the terrifying impact force, the two bodies could not help but fall to the ground quickly, smashing out a huge pothole. Xiaofang, are you okay? Getting up with difficulty, Wukong looked at Xiaofang lying beside him. Wukong's face was full of worry. Grandfather, did I really do something bad? Am I so bad? Lying on the ground, Xiaofang felt extremely desperate and didn't understand why all this happened. That's not the case, Fang. Touching Xiaofang's forehead, Wukong then comforted, you are a good boy, but something is wrong with Gohan and Goten, you need to cheer up. However, facing Wukong's comfort, Xiaofang, who suffered a double blow to her mind and body, fell into a deep coma. You too, I will never forgive you. The body slowly floated into the air. Goku looked at Gohan in front of him and asked with an extremely angry face, are you really Gohan? Of course, no matter which direction you look at me, I am Sun Wuhan. I am Sun Wushan. As the voices of Gohan and Goten fell, a purple shockwave suddenly rushed towards Goku's back. However, faced with such a terrifying shockwave, Wukong blasted it away with one hand. After that, without any hesitation, Goku in normal state suddenly broke out and beat Goten and Gohan in Super 2 state violently. Satan also arrived in time and explained to Wukong that these were all Bobby's conspiracies. Everyone on the earth was controlled by a Ziffer named Bobby. Later, Babe, who was leaning over Vegeta, also rushed to the battlefield, and Satan and Fat Bu also left the battlefield with Xiaofang, leaving Goku alone to fight against the three of Babe. Since Baby felt that Fat Bu was just a nobody, he didn't care too much and let the three of them go. Then, Wukong began to fight with Baby, but the powerful aura erupted by Baby made Wukong extremely frightened. What a powerful force! If you really want to fight him, only the third level of Super Saiyan can be achieved. Until it fell to the waist, the extremely powerful aura swept through the heavens and the world, shocking countless strong men. Looking at Kakarot, who transformed into the third level of Super Saiyan in front of them, the strong men from all major dimensions watched the scene in front of them with bated breath. Many people secretly cheered for Kakarot in their hearts. If even Goku in his third form can't defeat Baby, then the earth is really going to end. Taking stock of the people in the world, starting with the fate of the country. Author, Red Lotus. Chapter 247. Come on, Kakarot, you must defeat this Baby. In the world of Naruto and his group couldn't help shouting. Burn your little universe, Kakarot, Saiyans never give up. In the world of Saint Seiya, Seiya also kept waving his fists, cheering and practicing hard. What a pleasure it is to see such an exciting scene. In the world of fate, Kairi Kotomine and King of Heroes Gilgamesh are sitting on chairs, with extremely perverted smiles on their faces. The third level of Super Saiyan is finally seen again. Although it does not look as powerful as when he was an adult, he is still very powerful. 4 emperors, 3 generals of the navy, His Majesty Shichibukai, New Era Supernova, Goti I-13, Hueco Mundo 10 Blades, Akatsuki Organization, 5 Shadow Village, all the Shadow level powerhouses, the Holy 10 Magic Guides, the 12 Shields of the Saints, the Magical Girls, the 7 Crowned Heroic Spirits, and other beings could not help but exclaim at this moment, and they were very emotional. It must be said that after more than 10 years of training, at this moment Kakarot his unique Super 3 form has been much more powerful before. If he encounters Majin Buu again, I'm afraid he can easily solve it. But facing Baby, who was leaning over Vegeta, everyone still didn't have much hope, because Baby's aura was too strong, and Goku's body had become smaller, so it would be difficult to defeat him. Come on, Wukong, we must defeat Baby, we can't let this hateful guy do whatever he wants. In the Dragon Ball world, the warriors on the earth were all nervous at this moment, hoping that Goku could defeat Babe. Although it was a parallel world, there was no doubt that this was the Goku they knew, and it was them. The world that exists, dash. Their future will never be allowed to be destroyed by others dash. Oh, the Saiyan monkey really brought it upon himself. Go to hell, Son Goku. Located in the depths of the universe, Frieza's unbridled laughter came out, and he felt extremely happy. Before, the scene of Mirai teaming up with the Saiyans made him feel very uncomfortable, but now he sees these Saiyans. When demi-humans kill each other, he feels extremely happy in his heart. Just being able to show off, is this all your power? I'll just wait for you. In the picture, looking at Goku who has transformed into the third level of Super Saiyan, Baby's face is not panic at all, but is full of a joking smile. Boom. Seeing this, the angry Goku's body suddenly burst out. Rushed towards Baby's direction, and slammed hard with a fist packed with immense power. Bang! With the dazzling golden light shining out, the aftermath of terror swept across the entire land, and countless rubbles shot into the sky. Rise! Wukong's punch suddenly landed on Baby's face, knocking him away hard. However, in mid-air, Baby's face that was hit showed no pain at all, but showed an unbridled smile. It's like saying to Wukong, "Come and hit me, you idiot. Look at your punch, it's just like hitting a girl, it's not painful or itchy at all. I have already become the third level of Super Saiyan. I didn't expect him to be able to fight against this power. Is the power of Baby and Vegeta really that strong after merging?" Looking at Baby who paused in the sky, Wukong's face couldn't help but sink, and his mood instantly fell into despair. Ha! With a loud shout, Wukong's body burst out again, but was knocked out by Baby. The punch flew out. I haven't fought such an exhilarating battle in a long time. After wiping the blood from the corner of his mouth, Wukong's body was filled with overwhelming fighting spirit. Boom! Without the slightest hesitation, Wukong's body shot out, like a golden stream of light, rushing towards Baby. Go! But the swift blow was easily dodged by Baby. What's the matter, son Wukong? Looking at Goku behind him, Baby couldn't help but laugh. Does the most powerful Saiyan only have this little power? However, under the incredible gazes of countless spectators from all over the world, Wukong in his Super 3 form actually returned to his normal appearance little by little. What's going on? How did Kakarot change back? Could it be that this Baby used some kind of conspiracy? Damn it, even Goku in his Super 3 form may not be able to defeat Babe. Now that he has returned to his normal state, he is even more invincible. In response to this, many viewers couldn't help but feel despair and muttered to themselves in disbelief. Correct, My body has become smaller and there is no longer enough energy to support the third level of Super Saiyan. This is very nerve-wracking. In the picture, feeling his powerful aura constantly flowing away and his physical strength being depleted extremely quickly, Wukong couldn't help but drop drops of cold sweat on his forehead. Originally, in his Super 3 form, he may not be able to defeat Babe. Now, since he cannot maintain his Super 3 form for a long time, it is extremely difficult to defeat Baby. If that's the case, then I'm going to take action and send you to hell now. Looking at Wukong, who was stunned on the spot, Baby slowly raised his palm, the dazzling golden light continued to condense, and the terrifying shockwave instantly fell on Wukong's body. Boom! With the terrifying shockwave, Wukong's body was knocked to the ground, and a huge pothole appeared in front of everyone's eyes. The thick fog continued to rise, and the whole earth continued to tremble. Ha 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 ha. With Baby, arrogant laughter kept coming out, and many viewers couldn't help but feel their hearts sink. I will never give up so easily. Slowly rising from the smoke, Wukong's body was covered with scars, but his eyes were still full of determination, without the slightest fear. This battle between men and men, before one of us falls, it won't end. Baby expressed great agreement with this. He will not kill Wukong easily, but will torture him bit by bit. To read Bao's Huang novels, go to Fila Novel Network. However, facing the powerful Baby, Wukong could only continue to be beaten passively, and it was extremely difficult to even fight back. As Baby's attacks continued to fall on Wukong's body, severe pain continued to spread throughout his body. His whole body was covered with countless scars, and pitiful screams continued to come out, making many viewers feel their scalps tingling. Numb. Afterwards, after absorbing the Saiyan energy of the four Gohans, the entire sky turned red, and countless thunderbolts continued to fall. The appearance of Baby leaning over Vegeta also changed, and the aura on his body continued to change. It swelled up, far surpassing Goku in the Super 3 form. Ha 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 ha, great. In the sky, Baby's face was filled with a wanton smile, and the extremely huge energy in his body made his self-confidence greatly expand at this moment. Now I have the power of the strongest Saiyan in the world. In response to this, Wukong, who was collapsed on the ground with scars all over his body, also showed a bitter smile at this moment. That's right, I have never felt such a strong chi now. I might really turn into a ghost this time. Become a member. In response to this, the audience from all major dimensions also felt very frightened and felt a sense of powerlessness in their hearts. At the same time, some doubts arose among them. Why can Baby absorb the energy of the other four Saiyans? Could it be said that Saiyans can absorb the evil power of their companions and become more powerful? So what should this gesture be called? Super Saiyan Demon? Damn it, if Goku could transform into a Super Saiyan God in the future, how could this Baby be so arrogant? In the world of Dragon Ball, Bulma couldn't help but shout angrily. But everyone knows that this is impossible, because this is not a world at all. As the picture continues to change, Baby becomes stronger again. He ravaged Wukong, and continued to absorb the resentment of the people on Earth, and his strength once again climbed to a big level. Buzz. In the sky, Baby condensed an extremely black energy bomb, and the blue thunder continued to wreak havoc. Constantly wreaking havoc, the destructive energy continues to spread in all directions, and its unparalleled power sweeps across all heavens and worlds. Come on, Wukong, I will turn you into atoms, then smash them and scatter them into cosmic dust. You will never be able to return to your original state. Revenge Death Bomb. As Baby's voice fell, the Revenge Death Bomb filled with the energy of destroying the world suddenly fell in the direction of Wukong. The unparalleled power covered the entire sky and continuously exploded the atmosphere, as if the end of the world was coming. Generally, it makes people extremely desperate. Boom! As the huge black energy bombs fell, the entire earth began to shake continuously. The dazzling golden light illuminated the entire world, and the energy that destroyed the heavens and the earth continued to spread. It came out and swept across the entire planet, destroying an area hundreds of miles away. Feeling that Wukong's aura disappeared, Bibi felt unprecedented excitement, and then directly used the Dragon Balls recovered by Wukong and others to transform his own the restoration of the hometown of Ziffer. Regarding this scene, the audiences from all dimensions and the warriors of the Dragon Ball world felt extremely desperate. Dragon Ball is gone, that means Goku cannot be resurrected? Doesn't that mean that the earth is really going to end? They don't believe it and don't want to believe it. That man whose body is equal to that of the god of destruction, is actually here. Wukong. On the Dragon Ball world Earth, Krillin and others suddenly collapsed on the ground, their faces filled with disbelief. After searching the entire screen but unable to find Goku, they felt unprecedented despair. Wukong, he died. That Wukong is actually dead. No, I don't believe it, how could Kakarot die so easily? In the spaceship, Vegeta was filled with an unprecedented expression, and his almost frantic voice spread throughout the spaceship. Regarding the scene in front of them, Caulifla, Tokpo, Jiren, and even the god of destruction Beerus, etc. everyone was in disbelief. That guy. How could that guy Sun Wukong die in the hands of such an opponent? However, regarding the scene before them, the faces of the angels and even the great priest did not change at all. Because, the moment the revenge death bombs fell, they clearly noticed something strange. Begging. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Taking stock of the people in the world, starting with the fate of the country. Author, Red Lotus. Chapter 248. At this moment, when the audience supporting the Saiyans and the Dragon Ball fighters were in despair, some people obviously reacted. Although I don't know what happened, Kakarot should not be dead. Even if you die, you will definitely be resurrected later. Just like before. As soon as the camera turned, just when Xiaofang and others were heartbroken, the screen suddenly went black. Then Wukong's figure appeared in the darkness. At the same time, a voice slowly sounded, finally, a guest came, and he turned out to be a kid. Hearing this, Wukong, who was lying down, slowly opened his eyes and looked at the dark area around him. He couldn't help but ask in confusion, where is this place? Am I dead? No, you are not dead yet. Suddenly, the voice sounded again, and at the same time, a figure in red clothes with hands on hips appeared in everyone's eyes. It turned out that Wukong was not dead. Kaioshin saved him at the critical moment, but in the middle due to an accident caused Goku to fall into the double-sixth space of another dimension. The figure in red in front of him was named Saguro. Then Saguro told Goku the rules of the double-sixth space, which is similar to Monopoly game. And whoever throws the dice to the end first will win. In the end, due to the cheating of Saguro 570 and his son, the Sugoroku space collapsed. Fortunately, Goku used Kigong waves to blast away the Sugoroku space, and Kaioshin took the opportunity to bring them back to Kaioshin realm. In order to defeat Baby, the old Kaioshin began to train Wukong. Although the method was very strange, Wukong did not refuse. On the other side, Baby and others took the controlled Bulma and transferred to the Ziffer planet, and Xiaofang and others also arrived. Because Xiaofang and others' conspiracy was discovered, they were almost killed by Gohan and others, but fortunately, the grown-up Oob appeared and rescued Xiaofang. However, facing the powerful Baby, Oob was still defeated. Just when Baby was about to use the revenge death bomb to kill Oob, Fat Bu appeared and stopped Baby, but he was also killed by Baby's revenge. The death bomb exploded to pieces. After that, Bu decided to merge with Oob. As a result, a new Oob was born, and his strength improved a lot, almost reaching the third level of Super Saiyan. On the other side, because Goku felt that he had no time to train, the old Kaishin changed his approach. They wanted to use external force to pull out Wukong's tail, and the old Kaishin's plan was to let Wukong grow a tail again, so that he could trigger Goku's latent power. Tail? Could the tail be able to draw out the latent power of the Saiyans again? But apart from transforming into a gorilla, does the tail have any other uses? In this regard, the audience watching the scene couldn't help but be a little confused, and they didn't quite understand what the old Kaishin was thinking. Could it be that the old Kaishin wants Goku to use the power of the gorilla to defeat Baby? But, Goku who turns into a gorilla will also lose his mind, and his strength may not necessarily be stronger than Super 3, right? After all, becoming a gorilla can only increase your strength 10 times, but a Super Saiyan can increase your strength much more. Tail? Can Saiyan tails be used in combination when transforming into a Super Saiyan? In the world of Dragon Ball, Vegeta looked at his tail and couldn't help but feel a little confused. It seemed, in the future, they have never used ape transformation when they were Super Saiyans. But it seems that Broly transformed into a Super Saiyan when he was ape, right? Although his ape form looks the same as usual? Could this be why Broly is so powerful? At this moment, Vegeta's eyes couldn't help but light up, and a bold idea appeared in his mind. In the screen, when Goku and others are pulling the tail, Yub, who merged with Fat Buu, challenges Baby again. After the merger, Yub competes with strength, and he also learns Buu's superpower, which can turn people into chocolate. And just when Yub planned to turn Baby into chocolate, because he lost in the wave battle, Yub himself turned into chocolate and was eaten by Baby. I was late, if I had been faster I could have saved him. At this moment, Wukong, who had pulled out his tail, arrived just in time. Looking at Baby eating Yub, he couldn't help but feel very annoyed. Wukong, you are still alive. Looking at Wukong's figure, Baby said with some surprise. Before I knock you down, I will come back to find you even if I do. Your boy is quite difficult to deal with, but no matter how many times you come back to life, you can never knock me down. That's not the case. I will never lose to you now. Yeah? But I don't think you are any different at all. Are you blind? Under Baby's doubtful eyes, Wukong shook his tail. Countless spectators in the world were full of expectations for this. Although they did not feel much change in Wukong's aura at this moment, presumably old Kaishin's method should be very effective. After all, the previous Gohan developed his potential through him, and then reached the level of the mysterious Gohan. I think now that Goku pulls out his tail, he will become stronger. Tail. Looking at Wukong's tail in the picture, Baby couldn't help but be startled, and then laughed wildly. What will happen even if your tail grows out? Give it a try and you will know. Ah! As Wukong roared, golden flames suddenly exploded around him. The dazzling golden light instantly dimmed the whole world. The extremely powerful aura continued to rise. Countless rebels continue to float in the air. To read Bao's Huang novels, go to Fila Novel Network. As his aura continued to intensify, the golden thunder around him continued to dance wildly, and the blonde hair grew rapidly again until it hung down on his waist, and the hair on his back was the tail also turned into gold, and the powerful aura suddenly climbed to the extreme. In this regard, viewers from all major dimensions can't help but feel a little confused. Kakarot's breath, it doesn't seem like there's been much change, right? Compared with the original Gohan, he is not on the same level at all, right? What is the significance of this tale? Just wait and see. In the picture, Wukong, who transformed into Super 3, stepped forward, and his body turned into a golden stream of light and rushed towards Baby. The two fought fiercely, and thousands of fist shadows were constantly reflected in the air. However, in less than 3 seconds, Wukong's figure suddenly flew out and hit the boulder heavily. It hurts, It's strange, how could I lose to him? Getting up, Wukong covered his head and couldn't help but feel a little confused. Ha ha ha, is this what you call the power after rebirth? Baby couldn't help but laugh at this. So, the two fought together again, but after taking thousands of punches from Wukong, Baby still didn't feel that Wukong's power had become stronger at this moment. Although Wukong did feel that his power had become a lot stronger, after one operation as fierce as a tiger, look down and see 0.5. As the picture continues to change, Super 3 Goku is constantly being ravaged by Baby. This situation also makes the old Kaishin feel extremely confused. Boom! As Baby violently threw Wukong's body to the ground, Wukong's body was already scarred and his aura began to decrease. He felt extremely desperate in his heart and could only collapse on the ground and stare at the blue sky in a daze. Hateful, that guy is so awesome, I am no match for him. Old Kaijin-sama, what happened to Goku? In the Kaishin couldn't help but cast his gaze on the old Kaishin, and then asked, shouldn't the potential power in his body be awakened? That should be it. On the side, the old Kaishin couldn't help but hesitate a little, unable to explain why. Returning to the battlefield, Wukong looked at the blue earth hanging in the sky and couldn't help but feel despair in his heart. Earth. It seems, there is no way I can protect that planet anymore. The hometown where I was born and the time I spent with everyone is a place full of happy memories. It's so sad that I couldn't protect it well. Many viewers felt a little sad about this, and some even shed tears. Protected the earth so many times. This time, it was full of despair. Babe, it is simply too powerful and cannot be dealt with by him at all. Kakarot, you have tried your best. However, just when everyone was in despair, Wukong's tail in the picture suddenly started to move. Immediately afterwards, bursts of intense distress sounded in the ears of everyone in the world, and the powerful heartbeat was like a giant drum, beating continuously. Immediately afterwards, Wukong's body suddenly changed. His pupils turned red at this moment, and his whole body shook involuntarily, and it became more and more intense. The muscles all over the body kept beating and began to expand, increasing several dimensions in an instant. 4.6. Dong 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 dong. With the violent heartbeat beating continuously, Wukong's body also slowly stood up from the ground. His eyes completely turned red, a pair of fangs appeared in everyone's eyes, and the veins all over his body kept jumping. The aura continued to expand, and the terrifying aura instantly caused the earth to begin to crack. Boom! As the terrifying aura continued to rise, Wukong's body continued to expand and grow. Countless hairs continued to grow from his body. The earth continued to collapse at this moment, and blazing golden light continued to shine out. Countless gravels continued to fall to the ground. As the golden light dissipated, a black giant ape appeared in front of everyone's eyes. However, to the surprise of countless people, the giant ape's hair began to change, turning into golden color, and its powerful aura expanded several dimensions, far surpassing Goku in his Super 3 form. Even, at this moment, Baby is in front of this golden giant ape. They are like little ants. What's happening here? How did Kakarot become a Super Saiyan? Looking at this scene, countless spectators from all over the world could not help but widen their eyes, their faces full of disbelief. Taking stock of the people in the world, starting with the fate of the country. Author, Red Lotus. Chapter 249. For the scene in front of them, not only the many spectators in the world were shocked, but also the warriors in the Dragon Ball world, and even Vegeta, who knew the Saiyans best, were stunned on the spot. Can't say a word. Transform into a Super Saiyan when transforming into ape. I'm just guessing. No, can you really turn into a Super Saiyan in the form of a giant ape? At this moment, although he didn't see the golden flames exploding, Vegeta still felt that the giant ape in the picture was in a Super Saiyan state. After all, he has never heard that Xians can transform into golden giant apes. Now it seems that this is the only possibility. But, there's no moon here either. How did Kokoro transform into a giant ape? Such a powerful aura, it has actually surpassed me by a long way. It is really scary. I didn't expect Xians to be able to take such a path. In the God of Destruction, Beerus looked at the giant ape in front of him and couldn't help but sigh. The giant ape in front of him has already surpassed him in terms of the number of breaths. Of course, the aura of the golden giant ape was completely different from his aura. That is a qualitative difference. Even though the aura of this giant ape was far superior to his, in front of him, the giant ape in front of him was still no match for him. But, it's okay to fight against the Super Saiyan God. After all, when the aura reaches a certain level, it can easily crush God. It seems, Wukong and the others in the parallel universe are taking the quantitative route. Although they look a little mixed, they are also very powerful. Even this 04 interest has almost reached the threshold of an angel without counting the quality. Besides, Weiss couldn't help but raise his eyebrows, and said with great interest, "Ho ho 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 ho." In the picture, Baby looked at the roaring and extremely powerful golden giant ape in front of him, sweating coldly. It kept flowing down from his forehead, and the fear of being dominated in the past emerged again, but he also felt extremely confused. After all, in Vegetas memory, Saiyan transformation can only be achieved under a full moon. Disaster, could it be that? Looking at the blue earth in the sky, Baby couldn't help but widen his eyes and felt unbelievable. Sunday. This guy Sun Wukong actually thinks that the earth is the moon. In this regard, the audience from all major dimensions also suddenly realized, and then they all laughed happily. This time, it's the earth that saved Kakarot. Boom. In the picture, a golden giant ape with a height of several hundred meters fell into a state of rampage, constantly destroying everything in front of him. His terrifying fists bombarded the ground, instantly turning the land tens of thousands of meters into dust. The scene of the earth shattering was like the end of the world, and the entire planet was shaking at this moment. Past, we, the Zivra people, were destroyed only after the Saiyans turned into violent great apes. Unexpected, this nightmare has reappeared again. Looking at the golden giant ape that kept destroying everything, drops of cold sweat kept falling on Bobby's face. But now he is no longer the Zivra man in the past. He has enough power to kill this giant ape. The power. However, just when Baby was about to use the revenge death bomb to kill the giant ape, he was discovered by the golden giant ape. Then the golden giant ape began to chase Baby continuously, making him extremely embarrassed. And, as each punch of the giant ape landed with unparalleled power, the entire planet seemed to have been knocked over again, screaming continuously. At the same time, Xiaofang's figure floating in mid-air also appeared in the picture. Looking at the powerful aura coming from the distance, I felt familiar yet unfamiliar. Behind her, the bald Satan was also anxiously chasing Xiaofang's figure. "Grandpa, I feel a strong energy, this powerful energy is indeed Grandpa's energy. I want to go find Grandpa." After saying that, regardless of Satan's shouts, Xiaofang's body suddenly exploded with white flames, and her body flew quickly towards the direction of Wukong. On the other side, Wukong, who had transformed into a golden giant ape, punched and waved again. Constantly chasing after Baby's figure, countless smoke and dust were raised across the ground, and huge buildings were reduced to ruins as the two of them fought. However, facing the extremely powerful golden giant ape, Baby could only run away in a panic, without the slightest ability to fight back. The gap in strength could be described as earth-shaking. Wukong at this moment, he has completely lost his mind and turned into a golden giant ape that only knows destruction. That's right, that's it, hammer Baby to death. In response to this, The audience in all major dimensions felt extremely excited, expecting Goku to transform into a giant ape and hammer Baby to death. But the fans who hated Saiyans, their faces became extremely ugly at this moment, and they couldn't believe it. Baby actually fell into a disadvantage. "Grandpa, stop making trouble, you will hurt others, stop it." In the picture, Xiaofang flew in front of the golden giant ape and shouted loudly, "You are Grandpa, right? I am Xiaofang." However, facing Xiaofang's words, the golden giant ape didn't care at all. Instead, he almost sprayed it to death with a breath. Fortunately, Xiaofang was able to escape easily. Soon, the golden giant ape began to wreak havoc. The terrifying power caused the volcanoes to erupt continuously. Volcanoes hundreds of miles around were erupting continuously. The overwhelming heat wave seemed to bake the entire planet at this moment. However, at this moment, to read Bao's Huang novels, go to Filu Novel Network. The crazy golden giant ape suddenly turned his attention to the blue planet in the sky, and his movements stopped abruptly, and a touch of gold appeared in his red eyes. Light. Then, his body began to climb towards the huge mountain, reaching the highest point of the mountain. On the other side, Baby looked at the location of the golden giant ape, and couldn't help but think of his identity at the moment, since that guy has the ability to transform into a great ape, then after I possessed Vegeta, I should also be able to follow him. Same ability. Just wait and see, Wukong. As soon as he finished speaking, Baby's body suddenly rose into the sky and flew towards the city. Ah 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 ah. On the other side, the golden giant ape looked at the blue earth in the sky, and couldn't help but let out bursts of roars. He kept stretching out his hands, trying to catch the earth in the sky, and the golden light kept shining in its eyes. Emerged, leaving many viewers confused. Seeing the golden giant ape making a pitiful cry, Xiaofang fell in front of the golden giant ape and said with distress in her voice, "Grandpa, I know you miss the earth, right? Grandpa, do you know who I am? I am Fang. After you knock down Baby, we can quickly return to Earth with everyone. Right? Grandfather?" However, the only thing facing Xiaofang was the giant ape's slap, and the terrifying power made her fall to the ground instantly. Fortunately, Xiaofang also had Xian blood, so he would not be beaten to death all at once. After picking up the martial arts uniform in his backpack, Xiaofang gritted his teeth and came to the golden giant ape again. "Grandpa, do you still remember this? This is the clothes I wore for my first participation in the world's #1 martial arts tournament. Grandpa, you made it for me with your own hands. I have kept it well. Please remember it quickly, Grandpa." However, it was still a merciless slap, and Xiaofang's figure was suddenly shot away. However, the photo that fell out of the martial arts uniform attracted the eyes of the golden giant ape, and then he grabbed it in his hand with some doubts. "That's everyone's family photo." After being shot away, Xiaofang looked at the movements of the giant ape and couldn't help but ignite hope again. Looking at the photo in his hand, the giant ape was fascinated at this moment. No matter how much time passes, his original intention has not changed. For the sake of his family, Wukong protects the earth again and again. It is his hometown and his family lives there. Even if they encounter powerful enemies again and again, their goals have never changed. This is when Xiaofang came to the giant ape again, and she felt both relieved and moved in her heart. "This is when I was a child, I took photos with everyone at the beach." Grandma Kakai at that time also said, "It would be great if they could always be together happily like this in the future." Grandpa, have you forgotten? Think of it quickly. 167 Listening to Xiaofang's crying voice, the giant ape turned his attention to Xiaofang, who shed tears. Slowly stretching out a finger, the giant ape caught Xiaofang's tears, and then, the giant ape licked the tears and could not help but taste the taste of the tears. At this moment, the giant ape seemed to feel Xiaofang's emotions at the moment. Looking at Xiaofang's eyes, the memories of the past kept flooding into his heart. Wukong, who transformed into a golden giant ape, gradually remembered his past memories. Tears are salty. Xiaofang, who was once held in his arms, was also afraid of waves. Because the sea water is also salty. Buzz. Gently pushing Xiaofang away, looking at the earth in the sky, strands of golden light continued to emerge from the body of the giant ape. As the golden aura became more and more brilliant, streaks of azure blue rays of lightning kept appearing around him. The giant ape once again stretched out its hands towards the earth, just like a baby asking for its mother's embrace for the first time. Ho 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 ho. As the roar of the giant ape came out, under the astonished gaze of countless spectators from all over the world, his body began to shrink continuously, blazing golden light burst out, and a terrifying aura instantly swept across the entire planet and even the world. Tianwanja. The aura on his body is constantly expanding at this moment, starting to become more powerful. At this moment, Wukong's original adult figure and the transformed boy's figure overlapped at this moment, and the terrifying power that exploded caused the mountain range where the giant ape was located to be forgotten in an instant. When the smoke dissipates, under the gaze of countless spectators who were completely stunned, the long black hair hangs down around the waist like a waterfall, the red tail and the upper body wrapped in red skin with the chest exposed, the red eyeshadow at the corners of the eyes and the golden pupils show an astonishing evil charm. A force that can crush the entire universe. The fragmented aura swept across the heavens and all realms. With his own power, he surpassed the third level of Super Saiyan and advanced to a new realm. Super Saiyan 4, Sun Wukong has arrived. Taking stock of the people in the world, starting with the fate of the country. Author, Red Lotus. Chapter 250. At this moment, countless spectators from all over the world were stunned, looking at the scene in front of them in disbelief. The man in front of me, no doubt, he is Kakarot. But, why does his appearance become so strange? This is a completely different existence from Super Saiyan God, that powerful aura was simply unprecedented. Although they only felt a little aura, they all felt an unparalleled power. It's like Kakarot is not a god. Instead, under the limit of his own strength, he once again surpassed the original limit and reached an unprecedented new realm. The power he has. It was as if the power was no longer something that the dimension he was in could possess, but an existence beyond their dimension, a different kind of God. It's not about stepping into the realm of God. Rather, the body of Isaiah, relying on its own strength, reached a height beyond God through the power of the flesh. In front of him, the most powerful God King in the God world, Boros, the overlord of the universe, the strongest and most evil Ultraman Beria, or any other strong man, were all like ants. Countless dimensions. The world of Naruto, the Akatsuki organization, the shadow-level powerhouses of all generations, and the Otsutsuki clan. The world of Fairy Tail, the 10 magic guides of the saints, the 12 shields of the saints, and the Black Dragon King Acknowledge. The world of pirates, 4 emperors, 3 generals, the 7 warriors under the king, and the Tianlong people. Creatures in the Bleach world, the Demon Slayer world, the Saint Seiya world, the Moon world, the JoJo world, the One Punch Man world, the Madoka Magica world, the Martial Arts world, the Joa world, the Xiangxia world, the Fantasy world, etc., were all intimidated by the figure in front of them. That's a completely different style from Super Saiyan God. Audiences from all dimensions can clearly feel the aura of that figure, and because of this, countless audiences only feel a sense of oppression from the soul level at this moment. In front of this man, few people can move freely. Their whole bodies seem to be immobilized by body-holding techniques. Even breathing is very difficult. The terrifying aura spread across countless dimensions in an instant, shocking the entire world. Bang 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 bang. The next second, the sound of countless knees and knees sounded continuously like a tide. Countless strong men fell to their knees one after another, kowtowing and bowing to the godlike existence in front of them. At this moment, countless viewers regarded it as a belief in their hearts, thinking that this was the limit of living things and an existence that transcended all worlds. Certainly, those angels don't count, after all, they are not humans or creatures, but God. But the man in front of me is as good as a god in a mortal body. Instead of relying on the power of others, he reached the realm of God through his own power. At the same time, countless villains and evil monks showed unprecedented fear at this moment. That terrifying aura swept across all the wasteland. Their inner beliefs and self-confidence instantly collapsed, and fear surged into their hearts like a tsunami. This guy in front of me. It's so powerful that it's unbelievable. That is simply an ancient god from mythology. What kind of gesture is this, Kakarot? Has he evolved to a whole new level again? In the world of Dragon Ball, Vegeta couldn't help but widen his eyes, and stood up tremblingly. A strong sense of oppression from his bloodline almost made it difficult for him to breathe. What kind of gesture is this? Is this guy really Wukong? On Earth, Klin and others couldn't help but froze on the spot, extremely shocked. Although it was unbelievable, the familiar aura in front of them was indeed Goku, but the aura that could overwhelm the entire dimension really existed in the world. This is the third level of Super Saiyan and above, breaking through his own limits again and reaching the fourth level of Super Saiyan. Overtake, Super Saiyan level 4? Is this really the level I can reach? On the North Kaiwang planet, Goku stared blankly at himself in the picture, feeling incredible. Different from himself when he was a Super Saiyan God, Super Blue, and Zi Gong, this power is a brand new existence. And it seems, I'm afraid the difficulty of obtaining this power will not be any higher than that of Super Blue. How much simpler is the self-extreme intention Gong? You know, this is a parallel time and space that can appear only 1 in a billion. I don't know if their world can have this power. However, this power indeed made him feel more powerful than ever before, unlike the realm of God where he could not feel the breath. Wukong feels, if he had this power, he might be able to fight Beerus, the god of destruction, with all his strength. Son Wukong, this is unbelievable. There is a 4th level Saiyan above the 3rd level. This power is even mine, you have to take it seriously. On the god of destruction, Beerus's face was full of interest, and he couldn't help but want to try. He wanted to know, is the aura of God with high quality more powerful, or the aura of terror that wins with quantity is more real? This is a duel between quality and quantity, an unprecedented battle. Lord Beerus, you really love to joke. Even Sun Wukong, who is at the 4th level at this moment, is not enough to make you go all out. After all, the realm of the strongest god of destruction is not so easy to reach. Besides, Weiss couldn't help but smile lightly. But, regarding Wukong's current form, Weiss was still very shocked. Not because of his powerful aura. It's the level Wukong is at right now. He has evolved to the biological level of the 4th level of Super Saiyan, and is already above the laws of the Red Dragon. This is not to be underestimated. To read Bao's Huang novels, go to Filu Novel Network. Although it cannot be compared with his power to reverse time and space, it is also a power that is above the rules. Cut, how do you know if you haven't fought before? Why don't you know how to be humble? With a cold snort, Beerus rolled his eyes at Weiss. So awesome. Goku in this form is so handsome and powerful. In King Kwan's palace, King Kwan's eyes were filled with little stars, and his soft and cute voice came out. The Saiyans are truly a race with no limits. It scares me. Besides, the great priest looked at Quan Wang's reaction and couldn't help but smile. The Saiyan race actually refreshed his knowledge time and time again, perhaps. Will there really be a day in the future when Sun Wukong will reach the same height as them? The screen continued to play. Looking at the figure in front of her, Xiaofang's eyes widened and she said with an incredulous look, what's going on, what happened? So hot, are you really my grandfather? After landing on the ground, Xiaofang looked at the man in front of her like a nymphomaniac, feeling extremely excited. Is this really his grandfather? Why did it become like this all of a sudden? This is so handsome. Hearing this, Wukong in the Super 4 form turned his gaze to Xiaofang, and then raised the corners of his mouth slightly, revealing an extremely evil smile. In an instant, Xiaofang instantly confirmed the identity of the man in front of her. At this moment, countless women in the world collapsed on the ground. Looking at Kakarot in front of her, the Jew seemed to be free of charge. The general flow came out, and the whole body could not help but tremble continuously. 2. So handsome, Kakarot is so handsome. Great, great, this is the result of my training for him, that is Super Saiyan 4, in the picture, the old Kaishin of Kaishin couldn't help but dance, his face extremely excited. This is the Super Saiyan 4, besides, Kaishin's face was also full of surprise, and his heart was extremely excited. Then, the Wukong who turned into a child actually turned into what he looked like in front of him. It was so shocking. At the same time, Wukong glanced at the dilapidated environment around him and couldn't help but feel a little surprised. Then he walked straight to a mirror. Afterwards, the mirror broke into pieces. Such a scene. It's like being looked at by it, any material will be shattered like this mirror. I already know where that guy is, and I will definitely knock him down and restore everyone to their original state. Satan, I'm leaving it to you. As the words fell, boom. The terrifying air current swept across the earth at this moment, overturning the surrounding buildings. Wukong's figure disappeared from the place as if it had moved instantaneously. The next second, the camera came to the sky. After feeling baby's breath, Wukong's body suddenly exploded with golden light, and blue thunder continued to roar out. The next moment, Wukong's figure turned into a golden stream of light and disappeared into the sky. On the other side, baby also felt Wukong's breath coming quickly. The next second. Boom. As the wall shattered, Wukong's figure appeared in front of everyone's eyes. Found you, babe. Looking at baby in front of him, Wukong smiled faintly, and then used his breath to directly destroy the computer used by Bulma. After seeing Bulma's attitude towards him and the extremely harsh words, Wukong also understood everything. Sure enough, it's all your fault. Wukong turned his attention to baby, and an extremely strong killing intent spread out. Stop rambling, I will never let any Saiyan live in the world. With that, baby's roar came out, and the two of them disappeared from the spot and appeared in the sky at the same time. Whoosh! Whoa! Even! Without the slightest hesitation, baby continued to attack Wukong. The overwhelming shadows of fists have already exceeded the speed of light and are constantly blasting towards Wukong's direction. However, in front of Super 4 Goku, baby's fists couldn't even hurt a hair on Goku's body. This moment, all the audiences in the world can see that Wukong in his Super 4th form at this moment has far surpassed baby in terms of breadth and speed. There is no doubt about the outcome of this battle. Unless, something unexpected happened. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Taking stock of the people in the world, starting with the fate of the country. Author, Red Lotus. Chapter 251. Boom. In the picture, after dodging the shockwave blasted by baby, Wukong's right fist suddenly hit baby's face. Boom. In an instant, the terrifying force instantly dispersed the surrounding atmosphere, the frightening air waves suddenly swept across the planet, and the unparalleled fist power instantly blasted most of the surrounding area into a vacuum. What a terrifying power! However, Just when the audience was marveling at Wukong's power at this moment, several purple shockwaves that Wukong had dodged before actually turned around and came back in mid-air, exploding behind Wukong instantly. Seeing this, Baby suddenly hit Wukong in the abdomen with his knees, and then gave Wukong a violent beating at the Super Stage 4. For a moment, the two were evenly matched. Just when many viewers were confused, Kaishin, who was watching the battle between the two through the crystal ball, couldn't help but sigh at how powerful Baby was. Baby is so powerful, he has become a Super Saiyan for Wukong, he can actually fight against him. Many viewers also deeply agreed with this, and some truly strong men showed this expression. This Kaijin, his vision is too low, he is a completely funny character. What are you looking at? Look carefully, Wukong is not using his full strength at all. In this regard, the old Kaishin scolded the Kaishin severely, and then he was full of doubts about Goku's performance. What exactly does Goku want to do? Hurry up and fight with your true skills. Back in the battlefield, just when Baby was beating Wukong proudly, the corners of Wukong's mouth actually began to rise slightly, revealing a sneer, as if Baby's attack had no effect at all. No laughing. One punch knocked Wukong away. Baby yelled angrily, and then began to pant. Sorry, even I can't believe that I can be so strong. Wiping the blood from the corner of his mouth, Super 4 Goku showed a proud smile on his face. 633. What did you say? In response to Wukong's words, Baby's mood instantly fell to the bottom. It turned out that, Goku in the third stage of Super Saiyan can't do anything to Baby. However, now that he is facing Goku in Super 4 form, it is exactly the same as when he played with Super 3 before, and the difference is even more obvious. How can this be? Those few punches you gave me were like being bitten by ants, which made me itchy to death. How dare you look down on me? Facing Wukong's ridicule, Baby roared, put his fists together and suddenly hit Wukong to the ground with acetylene, and then Baby raised his hands. Above his head, the huge revenge death bomb trembled with thunder and lightning, filled with the power of destroying the world. How about this trick? Go to hell. In an instant, the huge vengeful death bomb carried unparalleled power and fell towards Wukong's direction, destroying some moments along the way. Even the space seemed to be almost unbearable at this moment. With the huge black energy bombs fell. At this moment, the buildings in the entire area were constantly crushed into powder by the terrifying pressure. Violent winds continued to sweep out, and the entire sky dimmed. However, in his Super 4 form, Wukong looked at the revenge death bombs that kept falling in front of him. He didn't even make the slightest move, and just let them fall on him. Boom! In an instant, blazing golden light illuminated the heavens and all realms, earth-shaking and deafening explosions resounded throughout the planet, and thick dust mist continued to emerge. As the smoke slowly dissipated, Wukong stood on the spot unscathed. Even the ground several meters below his feet was not damaged at all at this moment. It was like a stone pillar that Wukong stepped on. How can this be? At this moment, countless spectators from all dimensions stood up in stunned silence, looking at the scene in front of them in disbelief, and some even screamed. He withstood the blow with his body, but there was no damage at all. How is this possible? The terrifying energy in that revenge death bomb was enough to easily destroy the entire galaxy, but Wukong was able to resist it with ease. This kind of power that shocked countless strong men was far beyond their understanding. It's reached a point where they can't understand it. To resist the revenge death bullet, even a super sailor god or even a super blue form cannot achieve this kind of power. How powerful is this? Is this the power that Saiyans have once again broken through the boundaries and reached a new realm? Super Saiyan level 4, he is actually more powerful than God. Seeing this scene, the warriors in the Dragon Ball World universe showed incredible expressions. Even the God of Destruction and the angels were shocked. After all, Logically speaking, it is impossible for a human body to reach this point, and even gods may not be able to resist unscathed. Could it be said that this is the terrifying mutation that occurs when one's own strength reaches its extreme? In the picture, the sense of oppression brought by Super 4 Gaku at this moment broke the cognition of countless viewers. Even Baby looked horrified and couldn't believe the facts in front of him. This is impossible. It couldn't be wrong, it had clearly hit him. Let me tell you, there is no way you can beat me. Seemingly seeing what Baby was thinking, Wukong smiled faintly on his face. The power gap between you and me is really huge now. But, no matter what reason you use now, I will never forgive you. You have gone too far. You are already full of evil. Baby. As Wukong's roar came out, golden flames suddenly exploded around him. The powerful aura was clearly visible at this moment. The terrifying aura swept across the entire starry sky at this moment, covering the entire boundless universe. At this moment, his light cannot even be compared with that of the sun. It is like the light of a firefly, extremely small. His powerful aura has already far surpassed Super 3 by countless times. That kind of the power is so powerful that it can probably turn a Super Level 3 expert, EBJ, into scum with one punch. Boom. To read Bao's Huang novels, go to Filu Novel Network. In an instant, the space seemed to be frozen. Wukong's fist packed with unparalleled power hit Baby's abdomen hard. Severe pain continued to invade the whole body, and the brain seemed to be short-circuited at this moment. This kind of speed and power is far beyond the understanding of countless viewers. Then, in Baby's frightened eyes, Wukong's palm slowly stretched out to Baby. Boom. As the terrifying aura blasted out, the dazzling golden light exploded instantly, and the terrifying power instantly blew Baby away. Without the slightest hesitation, Wukong's body rushed towards him in an instant, constantly ravaging Baby, and beating Baby with overwhelming strength. Boom. Punch after punch, countless buildings were reduced to ashes and collapsed under Wukong's power. After a moment, Baby stood up with difficulty, and said to Wukong with his whole body covered with scars, "You must have forgotten, right? The one you started torturing just now was not me at all. This guy is your friend, Vegeta. Vegeta would never give up because of something like this. Stop being pretentious there, forget it, it doesn't matter, no matter what you do, you can't cause any harm to me. You think you understand Saiyans, but in fact you don't understand them at all. Saiyans become more and more courageous every time they experience a battle. Fighting race Saiyans. I hate this sentence the most." Turning around, Baby's palm suddenly blasted out a purple energy light wave. However, the light wave of his full blow was lightly swatted away by Wukong. This is how chi should be used. As Wukong's voice fell, a terrifying breath instantly swept out from his palms. The terrifying airflow instantly shattered the ground in front of him, and Baby's body flew out directly. Compared with Gaku in his fourth super form, the current Baby is not a being of the same dimension at all. I'm afraid it's impossible to even inflict weak damage on it. The body flew out upside down, and with the help of the power of flying out, Baby came to the sky, and then Boomer's voice came to his ears. And just when Baby set his sights on the top of the tower in the distance, Bulma used machinery to increase the Bauer's light emitted by the Earth 1,000 times, and shine it on Baby. In this regard, Baby couldn't help but feel a little frightened, and didn't feel that he could control his ape-turned body. "Goodbye, babe." In the sky, as Wukong's voice fell, azure blue Qigong waves continued to gather in his palms, terrifying energy continued to pour into it, and the terrifying power swept out, spreading throughout the entire dimension. "It's now." As Bulma's voice came out, the dazzling light instantly enveloped Baby's body through the machine. Under the illumination of 1,000 times of Bohr's light, his body began to expand violently, and even the breath in this it keeps rising every moment. Boom. Along with the sound of lightning and thunder, Baby's body suddenly turned into a golden giant ape. He still had the original armor on his body, and his powerful aura instantly swept through the world. Bang 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 bang. The huge body fell to the ground, and Baby, who transformed into a golden giant ape, kept hitting his chest with his fists, as if he was in a state of rage, and the terrifying power kept blasting the surrounding atmosphere. With that powerful aura, even Gaku, who is currently in the Super 4 state, is actually slightly inferior. Oh no! With such a powerful aura, even Gaku, who has become Super Saiyan 4, may not be able to defeat him. Looking at the scene in front of them, the faces of countless spectators in the world suddenly changed at this moment. Their souls and bodies seemed to be trapped in an ice cave at this moment, and they began to tremble violently. Babe. This guy, Baby, actually turned into a golden ape. Moreover, his aura has actually surpassed that of Wukong, and this is going to be bad. That guy Bulma actually created such a terrifying monster. The giant ape Baby is in a berserk state, and even Super 4 Gaku may not be able to stop him. Taking stock of the people in the world, starting with the fate of the country. Author, Red Lotus. Chapter 252. Looking at the ape-shaped baby in front of them, many viewers began to despair, but some strong men were not too desperate. After all, although the aura of the golden giant ape at this moment is stronger than Kakarot, it is not impossible to fight. Moreover, if the giant ape-shaped baby is in a rampage state, it will not be so difficult to deal with. After all, although his aura is powerful, he has no brains. Although the power of the ape-turned baby gives me the feeling that it is more powerful than Wukong, I believe that Wukong will definitely be able to defeat him. In the world of Dragon Ball, Krillin looked at Gaku in front of him with a face of conviction. That's right, Gaku has surpassed his limits time and time again and defeated almost impossible enemies, and now he can also defeat Babe. Besides, Turtle Immortal couldn't help but nodded, agreeing extremely with Klin's words. After all, Wukong is also his most outstanding disciple, and his talent is one of the best in the entire universe. If even Gaku can't defeat Baby, it might really be the end. Snort, stupid baby, you don't think you can control the power of the Saiyan giant ape by occupying my body, do you? How ridiculous. In the spaceship, Vegeta couldn't help but snorted coldly, feeling very disdainful in his heart. He didn't pay attention to the Zyphers at all. After all, they were just many people who were destroyed by their Saiyans. One of the things in life, even if Baby at this moment is powerful enough to blow him to death in one breath, he will not be afraid at all. You know, he is the prince of the Saiyans. The future Super Saiyan God, in his dark blue form, will definitely be able to defeat the giant ape-turned baby. Bang 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 bang. In the picture, the golden giant ape kept bombarding everything around it. The terrifying force instantly turned the land tens of thousands of meters around into ashes. At this moment, the entire planet seemed to be overturned by a hammer, and it continued to tremble violently. With boom! Opening its big mouth, a purple shockwave instantly burst out from the giant ape's mouth. The terrifying power instantly turned the entire area in the distance into ashes. The violent and thick black mist continued to rise, and the terrifying hurricane continued. Wukong couldn't help but cover his face at this moment. Roar! With a roar, the golden giant ape jumped into the air, and took advantage of the moment when Wukong was dazed to slam Wukong to the ground with his huge slap. Then, after the golden giant swatted Wukong away, he kept hammering his chest as if celebrating. After that, the golden giant ape continued to destroy everything in front of him, and then began to chase Xiao Fang and Satan. Boom! He clicked on the back of the huge golden giant ape. The moment it turned around, Super 4 Gaku's fist suddenly hit the giant ape's forehead. The terrifying force instantly made it scream. Make no mistake, your opponent is me. As Wukong's voice fell, The giant ape baby could not help but cover his head and roar in pain, and then Wukong directly kicked out and kicked him away hard. As for baby's strength at this moment, Wukong felt disdainful. After all, no matter how powerful he is just a monkey, there is no need to be afraid. Now, just use teleportation to bring baby to a certain planet, and then deal with him. Looking at the giant ape baby in the giant pit, Wukong's faint voice came out. But Grandpa, don't you know how to teleport? Besides, Xiaofang couldn't help but feel a little confused. After all, when the universe was looking for the Dragon Balls, Wukong couldn't use his teleportation ability because his body had become smaller. If there's anything I can't do now, I still can't find it. With an evil smile, Wukong suddenly somersaulted towards baby in the giant pit. However, just when Wukong was about to take the ape-turned baby to Kaioshin realm, the irrational giant ape actually instantly bounced him away. Revenge Death Bomb. The body jumped suddenly, the ape-turned baby raised his hands, and the huge Revenge Death Bomb was instantly condensed. The terrifying energy was dozens of times more powerful, and the terrifying power swept all the heavens and worlds. Boom! As the huge Revenge Death Bomb hit Wukong's body hard, violent explosions resounded in the sky. The entire earth was shaking at this moment, and the thick fog continued to rise. Yes, therefore, many viewers felt extremely confused. Didn't this ape baby lose his mind? How could he suddenly become so smart and use revenge death bombs? Ha ha ha. Looking at Wukong in the giant pit, the laughter of the ape-turned baby suddenly spread throughout the world. Countless viewers suddenly realized. This guy baby. He has not lost his mind at all, he has been pretending before. You idiot, don't you understand yet? Looking at Wukong with a confused look on his face, baby suddenly laughed. His huge body floated in mid-air, and his whole body began to tremble with laughter. Baby, haven't you turned into an ape? Wukong couldn't help asking about baby who had transformed into an ape but had reason. Are you a pig with a brain? It was Vegeta's body that turned into a great ape. I am just parasitic in Vegeta's body. What does it have to do with me when the ape turns into a loser and loses his mind, taking his brain? Bai Qing said mockingly. Really, I didn't expect you to treat me like a monkey, damn it. As Wukong's voice fell, Wukong's body suddenly rushed out and rushed towards the ape-shaped baby. The two of them continued to fight fiercely in mid-air, and waves of terrifying aftermath swept out, which was comparable to 10 level 2 storms continue to sweep across the planet. In terms of speed, Wukong is obviously more dominant, but the ape-formed baby is stronger and has stronger body defense. Facing Wukong, who had the advantage in speed, the humiliated baby actually started to attack Kikai and Bidalai. Fortunately, Wukong rescued the two in time. Unforgivable, baby you bastard. To read exciting novels, go to Fila Novel Network. 10 times, turtle-style Qigong wave. With a roar, Super 4 Wukong's body suddenly exploded with golden chi flames. The violent aura continued to rise, and the blue Qigong wave suddenly condensed in his palm. The blazing blue light instantly dimmed the world, and the energy in his body continued to rise. Integrating into it, the terrifying power can instantly frighten countless strong men in all the worlds. What? 10 times the turtle Qigong wave? At this moment, not only the strong men of the major dimensions, but also the warriors of the Dragon Ball world and even the turtle immortal were stunned on the spot, their faces full of disbelief. What is the 10 times of the turtle school Qigong wave? Something. Is it possible that Wukong can increase the power of the turtle Qigong wave tenfold? How is this possible? However, under the dumb gaze of countless audiences in the world, the azure blue the light covers the entire screen. Boom. I saw Super 4 Wukong's palm suddenly blasting out a huge blue shock wave. The beam of light that seemed to cover the entire sky fell towards baby with an unrivaled attitude. The speed was terrifying. It exceeds the speed of light countless times. Boom! As the dazzling blue light covered the entire planet, violent explosions resounded across the sky, and waves of terrifying aftermath swept out, constantly collapsing the entire Earth. Terrifying hurricanes swept across the entire planet Zephyl, destroying countless buildings were blown away in an instant, landslides and ground cracked, and the sun and moon lost their color. A scene like the end of the world appeared in front of everyone's eyes. Sorry Vegeta, I'll crush your body to pieces. If I don't do this, I won't be able to save everyone. However, as Wukong finished speaking, he suddenly felt a powerful aura coming from him. That is, baby's breath. Moreover, it has not weakened at all. Everyone saw the ape-turned baby appearing in front of everyone again, followed by his wild laughter. Except for a little embarrassment, there was no unnecessary damage on his body. How can this be? Looking at the unbelievable scene in front of them, countless spectators' eyes widened instantly, their whole bodies couldn't help but tremble, and strong fear could not help but emerge in their hearts. Baby, this guy. Even with 10 times the strength of turtle-style Kigong, there was not much damage. How is this possible? Kakarot's turtle sect Kigong wave has surpassed the previous ones and reached an unparalleled level. Unexpectedly, he couldn't even severely injure the ape-turned baby. What a pity, I am immortal. In the picture, the unbridled laughter of the ape-turned baby came out, while Super 4 Goku's face was full of disbelief, and he couldn't believe the scene in front of him. You know, I just hit him without a doubt. What should we do if even 10 times the turtle-style Kigong waves are useless? It's my turn, Super Afterburner. With a loud laugh, a blue light suddenly condensed in the palm of the ape-turned baby. After threatening Wukong that he would destroy the earth if he avoided it, Wukong, who had no time to gather his strength, could only resist baby's attack head-on. Boom! As a violent explosion sounded, the terrifying power exploded all around Wukong in an instant. The unparalleled power poured into Wukong without any reservation, and he was blown away in an instant. However, just when the ape-turned baby was about to give Wukong the final blow, his body suddenly changed. His whole body fell to the ground involuntarily, and severe pain continued to sweep through his body. In an instant, baby then understood the seriousness of the matter. Wukong's 10 times turtle-style Kigong wave just now is not without effect. Although his body does not seem to be much damaged, it is obvious that changes have occurred in his body and he has been severely injured. Now he can even stand up. It's all very difficult. It seems, sure enough, 10 times the turtle-style Kigong wave is effective. Slowly suspended in mid-air, a smile appeared on Goku's face. Looking at the scene in front of him, the fans in the world who supported Kakarot and the Saiyans instantly became excited, and the warriors of the Dragon Ball world at this moment, we are constantly reveling. It turns out that, baby is not immortal. Rather, because he occupies Vegeta's body, the reflection arc from his body is too slow. It wasn't until he was about to kill Wukong that the sequelae of being hit by the Kigong wave suddenly struck. Again.